guys, I'm sorry. I'm slow. I completely forgot to post the link on Twitter, so I am doing that right now. Beep beep ding ding ding, bing 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 bing. I'm gonna give everybody a few minutes to join. We'll give everybody 5 minutes. It'll give me time to post the link on Twitter, and then it'll give everybody time to join from the Discord as well. What the heck? That's crazy. Go here, go here, go here. Discord announcements. Copy link. Go here. YouTube stream. And then we go to today is Thursday, right? Yeah. Then I gotta go to the Vice Twitter and then post it on the Vice Twitter. Give me 1 second, team. Hope everyone has had a good day today. Great trading day as well. Again, personally for me, same thing as yesterday. Not too much on the charts, right? We'll go over some questions that we had in the Discord for today as well. Before we start the session, we will. Sorry, guys, give me 1 second. Before we start the session, we're gonna go ahead and go over the questions first that we had on Discord. Repost. Alright. Again, just gonna give everybody another 2 minutes to join. We'll start at 7:05, and then we will get started. Damn, bro. 10 minutes ago, Trump is expected to sign an executive order that will urge cities and states to remove homeless individuals from public streets and relocate them to designated treatment and rehabilitation centers. That's something that's been going on in Miami for a very long time. A lot of cities, actually, they've been moving the homeless people out of downtown, but not placing them anywhere. So now there's just a whole fucking street. Just sucks, bro. But good evening, brother. Good evening, Albert. How are you, my brother? Again, before we get started, we're gonna go over a question that we had on the Discord. Yeah, he said he's not gonna be in the stream live, but he will watch the recording. Okay. So the question that he had was on this chart, and I'll go ahead and I'll pull it up Open in browser. We'll link it here. Right, so his question was, gold print a 1 hour engulfing candle which price recently dropped to, and it printed another 1 hour engulfing right after an inducement in an area where breakout traders will call a breakout. Is the new engulfing valid for price to continue the up momentum to the daily high zone? Right, so first thing is first, right? I see that you have your 30-minute high, higher low, higher high in this area. Right? When we go to the gold chart, we know that we're not trading in those 30-minute zones, right? Everything that's happening, what we see on gold, what has been happening on gold since, tell you the date right now, April 22nd of 2025, it has been a whole zone of consolidation. The 30-minute zones that we're trading in is this 30-minute low down here, right? Because at one point we're trading lower low, lower high, boom. We got the breakdown here, lower low, right? Price then came up, never broke these highs, never broke these lows until price gave us this push in June and gave us another, boom, higher high. So we know that we're trading between this low down here and this high up here. Everything that's been going on since June 15th has been just internal structure, right? If we just zoom out into the 4 hour time frame so we can see the entire thing and we can see it on the daily, what has price been doing? Consolidating, moving sideways, rejecting highs, rejecting lows, highs, lows, highs, going to the middle, right? Consolidating here in the middle, rejecting highs, going back down to the middle, right to where we're at now. So already understanding, okay, when we go into the 30-minute time frame, putting all the pieces together, right? The number one thing is this. What did price give us in the last 3 days? Right? It gave us a little bearish, shoulder head shoulder, broke the lows, went back down to the bottom. Where did it go back down to the bottom though? It went down to the bottom to retest the previous 30-minute zone of consolidation that we had, that price broke and is now finally giving us a retest. So could this area be a nice area to start looking for longs back to the top side? It could be, right? We know that we also have the 800 EMA. Price tends to respect the 800 EMA, so we have a lot of confluence down here letting us know, like, hey, maybe this is the area that we want to start looking at to see if price continues this push to the top side. However, this is an area in the market where I'm not really going to be looking for just a simple engulfing candle entry, right? And there's two reasons for that. Reason number one, like I said, we don't have any 30-minute highs or 30-minute lows that's within this structure. So I can't say that this is higher high, higher low, higher high, and this is going to be higher low on the 30-minute. The second reason why, or the second thing that I'm looking for to start looking for price to go up, is going to be on the lower time frames, right? Whether it's the 5-minute or the 1-minute, I'm looking for the change of character, right? Which we had here, lower low, lower high, lower low. Price gave us a change of character, higher high to the top side. After the change of character, in order for me to sit here and say, okay, we're going to definitely start that uptrend push, I need to see a valid break of these highs. Once we get a valid break of these highs, if we could get a pullback, whether it's a pullback in an engulfing candle or a pullback just to tap into the retracement zone, right, to just retest, this is where I'll start looking to take the trade to continue the push to the top side, right? So we just got to be patient with this one, right? Especially it being Friday. That's it. We're at the end of the week. We already know how the market reacts on Fridays. 9 out of 10 times won't really give us any clean entries, just trapping traders, right? So gonna be patient with gold at this point. But again, we're gonna get started with AUD USD since this is the last isolation session for this week. We already know we're not really looking at anything on the daily time frame or the 4-hour time frame at this point already at the end of the week. So we're just gonna update the 30-minute time frame today. If there's anything really to call out, we'll call it out, but today's session should really only take about 25 minutes, 30 minutes at max. So I'll give you guys the opportunity again. If you guys have any questions, any pairs you want me to go over, let me know. If not, again, we'll just update our 30-minute time frames here on today's session and we'll be done for the day. And we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Let me mute my phone real quick. We'll be back for the trading session in the morning, and then again we'll be back Sunday for the weekly market breakdown. So again, I'll just give you guys another minute. At 7:11, we will. At 7:11, we'll get started, and we'll do this pretty quickly today. But again, any questions, any pairs you want me to look at, anything at all, just let me know. 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. Seems like it's just us today, Albert. Let me know if you have any questions, my brother. Did price end up hitting? Yeah, it did. 36 pips. Yeah, AU just moved a little too slow for me today. Once 10 o'clock hit, I was like, not really going to be trading this. And then it ended up, I thought we were just going to consolidate for today. Once I saw that price was moving with very low volume, I was like, I'm not going to be looking for anything else, but it's all good. Alright, no questions in the chat. Perfect. No worries. So we're just going to break these down on the 30-minute. I'm pretty much just going to be looking for continuations, anything that makes sense. Let's go ahead and update the 4-hour too, since at this point we could, right? So we know that we're trading higher high, higher low, and higher high. Trading between this 4-hour low and that 4-hour high that we placed up there. Come on, little buddy. Thank you. 30 minutes. Close this out. Perfect. Still trading at a higher high on AUD-USD. On AUD-CAD, we have 2 days of counter rise. Again, this is a pair that's in an overall uptrend, right? We know that in a lower time frame, we're stuck in a little small zone of consolidation, right? And we're right back at the high of the zone of consolidation. Price tapped into it, gave us exhaustion candles. This could be a good one to keep an eye on for sure. Let's take a look at the 4-hour again. Do we have any engulfing candles on the 4? Nothing on the 4. Engulfing candles at the 1 hour. This is not a valid engulfing candle. The top red candle does not have a wick. Go to the 30-minute. We have engulfing candle here, but this is not a valid one because the green candle doesn't have a top wick. Right, and then we have this one here, but this is where price has been consolidating. So we're not gonna mark this one up. Right, it's at the highs. We'll let this price breathe a little bit. We're still trading between this 30-minute high, this 30-minute low. We had the change of character, never had the break, so we already knew that this was going to be a low probability entry to start looking for shorts. If price would have given us a valid break and then a pullback, then we would have looked for price to go back down. So at this point, could we go down to lower time frames? Yeah, right. We have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Then price gave us lower high, change of character, lower low. And I'm not going to say that this is lower low, lower high, higher low, right? All of this is part of the same thing. So this is lower low, lower high, boom. This is where we had the change of character. Right? So this is where we had the change. For me to look for price to continue dropping on AUD-CAD, I need to see a valid break of these lows. If we could get a valid break of those lows, then perfect. That's what I'll be looking for to finish off the week, for price to just give us a push back down to the bottom. Euro AUD. Daily time frame, we're still stuck in the zone. So again, nothing new has really happened. We're still in an overall uptrend, but again, still stuck in the zone of consolidation on a lower time frame, where price has been rejecting highs, going down, rejecting highs, going down, rejecting lows, rejecting highs, coming back down. We have no continuations on the 4-hour, and then on the 30-minute time frame, once again, we see that price has just been consolidating, and today price gave us a no net, where again, price just consolidated. Price opened here, closed here in the same area. Price didn't go down, it didn't go up, it moved sideways. Right? Euro CAD. Daily time frame. This is a pair that's in peak high territory already. So this is not a pair that I'm going to be trading unless we get a continuation. Right? Whether that's 2 days of rise or 2 weeks of rise or 2 months of rise, that's what I'll be taking. And then on the 30 minute, have a lot of engulfing candles. We have engulfing candles on the 4 hour, we have engulfing candles on the 30. But at this point, again, at the top of the zone of consolidation, are you looking to take trades at the top of the zone of consolidation, or are we looking to take buys at the bottom of the zone of consolidation? Right? We're looking to take buys at the bottom. The only time you want to take a buy at the top of the zone of consolidation is when price gives you a break of the zone of consolidation, right? The breakout trade, the retest, to then continue. So EuroCAD gonna take a step back. We know that EuroCAD is still trading lower low, lower high, lower low. Again, could this be the lower high to continue down into a lower low? 100%. So I'll have to be patient with EuroCAD. We're already trading at the daily highs. We're reaching the 4-hour highs. We're reaching the 30-minute highs. Trading at the all-time highs right now with EuroCAD in this section. I think the explanation on gold is the best way to explain it. If 30-minute isn't giving the best entries, we look into the lower time frames. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it is. If there's no 30-minute structure, then it's going to be very difficult to take the trade on the 30-minute time frame. Now, is it possible? Absolutely. Right? If you have 2 days of rise, you know that you'll be taking that trade on the third day on the 30-minute time frame, right? And that's when you'll start looking for the engulfing candles on the 30-minute, on the 1 hour, right? Even on the 4-hour time frame. But if structure isn't being followed on the 30-minute time frame, right? If there is no 30-minute structure, then everything else inside of that is just internal structure, right? So again, it's the same philosophy. It doesn't matter like what it is, right? It's the same thing, like the same examples we were giving yesterday when you're looking at a 4-hour high and 4-hour low. Are you looking for price to break a 4-hour high? Are you looking for the candles to break on the 30-minute, or are you looking for price to break on the 4-hour? Right? You should be looking for price to break on the 4-hour if you're looking at 4-hour structure. Right, so it's the same philosophy when you're looking to enter trades. If structure isn't being on the 30-minute time frame, then you can't take the trade on the 30-minute time frame. That's how you're going to get faked out. Right? So what do you have to do? You have to go down into the internal time frame, the lower time frame structure, which is the 5-minute or the 1-minute time frame, depends on what pair you're trading, and that's when you'll start looking to take those trades. Right? So that's really all that it is. EuroCAD gave us higher high, higher low, gave us an inducement of the high, didn't give us a valid break. So I'm not going to mark this as higher high, higher low, higher high, right? I'm going to wait to see what price wants to do in these areas, and then we'll attack the market. But again, very simple. We already knew what EU was going to do too. Gave us a nice 3 days of rise, right? We had a gap on the second day, continued the trend, perfect. For today, we saw price. We knew it was either going to consolidate or move down, and it pushed down. So EU was a really good example of structure for today too. We'll mark this up. We'll update this tomorrow, but again, at this point, I am hands off on EU. Overall, where we're at as well, we're trading at a higher high. So again, same thing with the zones of consolidation is the same thing when you're looking at market structure. Are you going to take a buy position at a higher high, or would you rather take that position at the higher low to then look for the continuations to then continue to push to the top side? The fact that price already gave us exhaustion candles on the 4-hour, it gave us exhaustion candles on the 30, and it gave us an inducement of the high, I can't sit here and say that, yeah, we'll be looking for price to continue. I'll need to give price just a little bit more room to do what it needs to do. If price decides to give us a valid break of these highs, then we already know for next week, we're ready to go. Take another trade back to the top side. But again, EU is a pair that I am expecting price to give us a pullback down to the bottom. Now, if price decides to just break these highs and continue, then perfect. We'll start taking those trades. Right? But right now, we haven't gotten those breaks. I can't continue to be looking for buys in these areas. So we'll just have to be patient with EU. For GA, daily time frame, we are in peak high territory. Right? We're at the highest point in the market. Price is stuck in the zone of consolidation. We're at the bottom of the zone of consolidation, which is good. But we're already at peak high territory. Means I'm not really looking to take any trades at this point. The good thing about GA, we have a previous 3 days of drop. After 3 days of drop, the market's either going to move sideways or go up. So we just got to be patient with GA. And again, this is another pair that gave us just a change of character, never gave us the break. And this is the reason we didn't see those continuations to go back to the top side. Right? So Just got to be patient. Everything is still downtrending for GA. If GA decides to turn around and starts giving us those internal change of characters, break of structures going back to the top side, then we'll take those trades. But for right now, GA, I'm hands off until we get a little bit more clean structure. GCAD, daily time frame, we are in level 3 on an uptrend. We know that we've been in this area for a few months now. Price has just been consolidating here, right? Still consolidating, but it is giving us higher high, higher low. We did get a little higher high, but never got a break of structure, which again goes back to what we were saying for the last couple weeks. The fact that price did not give us that valid break is the reason why we weren't expecting price to give us another push back to the top side. And we can see that price just continued lower low, lower high, lower low, giving us this pullback. And if we go down to a lower time frame, we can see that price is just consolidating, right? We had 3 weeks of drop. After 3 weeks of drop, we know the market's either going to push up or move sideways. What has the market been doing this entire week? This entire week, price has just been moving sideways. So we already see the behavior of the market. I'm not going to get into any trades while price is consolidating, just trapping traders, making them believe that this is a double bottom to continue, then they're going to go down, hit your stop losses, make you believe that this is where price is going to make, right, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, make you believe that price is going to go short, then throws a double bottom, pushes up to the top side, right, gives you an inducement of the high. Sorry, I just had a brain fart. Gives you the inducement of the high, goes back down to the bottom, right? Just trapping traders left and right. And I'm not about to be trading all of that. I don't want to have to sit here and babysit the trade. No. Once we see structure lining up, we'll start looking for the entry. Once we get that entry, that's when we'll start looking to continue that push. But for right now, GCAD is a pair that, again, just going to sit on my hands. GJ is another pair, just sitting on my hands. I'm not really going to be trading it. Why? Again, daily time frame, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. On the push back to the top side, what did price do? Gave us the push, and then again, reject lows, reject highs, reject lows, reject highs, reject lows. Go to the middle, reject the lows. We're back at these highs. If we go down to a lower time frame, what is price doing? Moving sideways, giving us inducements of the highs, exhaustion candles at the highs. We still have this 30-minute gap that we know price is gonna have to fill. Now we go down to the 30-minute time frame. What has price been doing? Moving sideways. We're in a huge zone of consolidation. Again, just trapping traders. Just trapping traders, making you believe price is gonna go higher, hit your stop loss. Making people believe that price is gonna go back down, goes right back to the top side, hits your stop loss. Right? For the people who don't know what a valid break is, you think that this is a break of structure, right back to your stop loss. Everybody who's like, oh, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, we're gonna go low, we're gonna go lower. If you didn't cash out, price went right back to your entry. Right? Broke even if you move your stop loss to break even. Just been moving sideways. There's no structure here. Right? And we see this. I was on the 1 hour, but I was supposed to be on the 30, but it's the same thing. Right? There's no structure at all. Nothing. Just price moving sideways, just ugly price action. Why am I gonna put myself in a situation where I'm gonna be trapped in a zone of consolidation? There's no point, right? Not only that, we're in the middle of that zone of consolidation. Where again, the middle of the zone of consolidation is where the market makers are going to be trapping the most traders. They're inducing traders, making them believe that this is the best area to take a trade. They take a trade, goes straight to stop loss. Or you took the trade and you're just stuck in a zone of consolidation. You see profit, you're in drawdown. You see profit, you're in drawdown, right? It taps into your entry, goes into profit, taps into your entry, goes back into profit. Price is just moving sideways. Can we have a 372 on a pair in the 30-minute time frame and take that trade, but price didn't give a 372 in the higher time frame, etc. Or example, prices on level 3 rise, hoping to break the daily and 4-hour lows. Huh? Let me read that again. Hold on. Can we have a 372 on a pair on the 30-minute time frame and take that trade, but price didn't give a 372 in the higher time frames, right? So we'll start with that. Yes. Right? A 372, but price already made a 372 in the 30-minute. Got you. No. If price, let's say, it's a very selective question. I say that because you're not always going to get 3 days of rise at the same time that you're getting 3 weeks of rise at the same time that you're getting 3 months of rise, right? But let's say there's two ways I can answer this question. I'll answer it this way and then I'll answer it another way. Let's say you have 2 days of rise and it's Wednesday, Thursday, right? But you also have 2 weeks of rise and you're looking for the week, this week, right? The week that you're trading, that you see that you have price pushing up Wednesday and Thursday, right? Let's say you want to take that 372 on Friday to continue the push to the top side, but you're also looking for a third week high. If you're within the structure and you see price trending, there is a big possibility that yes, you could take that 372 back on the 30-minute time frame, but you also could be targeting that third week high. But again, remember, when you're trading a 372, the only thing price needs to do is create a new high for that day, and then price could either just consolidate or it could push right back down, right? So from my experiences trading 372's continuations, again, on a 372, I'm only taking profit at the third day high. I'm not looking at STP. I'll say this, if STP is higher than the 372, then I'm only looking to take profit at the 372. If STP is lower than that 372, I'm only targeting STP. Let me know if that makes sense. And let me know if I kind of answered your question, because that question is a little bit confusing. Right? Because then you also said the example is if prices in level 3 rise on an uptrend, right? Hoping to break the daily and 4-hour lows, I don't really understand that part. Because if you're looking for the uptrends, it should be breaking the daily and 4-hour highs, not the lows. But it goes with what you said right after. If price already gave you the 372 on the 30-minute, no. If I'm taking that trade on a 372, I'm only looking to take the 372. And the biggest example of that, which we talk about all the time, is the trade for GBPCAD that we lost. Right? Because on GCAD, we had the last week of the month. Wow, that was a great example, actually. Here you go. Again, bro, I be talking about this fucking trade every single day. It still haunts me to this day. Right? We took this 372. What day was it? Right here. We took this pair. Right? It wasn't a 372, but it was a continuation of higher highs and higher lows. The top of the zone of consolidation. Outside of the outside of this structure, just continuing higher highs and higher lows, we had a third month push to the top side. So again, it all boils down to where you're at in the structure. Again, this one's a little bit different. Like that example you gave is very rare to have a 372 and also like a third week high or a third month high at the same time. Could it happen? Absolutely. In this case, it wasn't that exactly. If price would have continued to push, then yeah, but this was already at this point for this pair. Again, when we're looking at structure, where were we? Zone of consolidation, where price was just rejecting lows and rejecting highs the entire time until we finally got the break, and then we see the continuation. Right? Once we had the continuation back to the daily highs, which happened here, what happened? Price started slowing down, moved sideways, and then what happened? We got the change of character, we had the break of structure, and we went right back down to the bottom. Right? And then to where we're at now. Alright, boom, just trapping traders the entire time, going back to the top sides, going back down to the bottom, and then just consolidating in this area. So there's, again, it's when you're looking to take trades like that super systematic trades, you just have to make sure that it's following the structure that you're looking at. But again, just to keep that answer simple, if you're looking for a 372 but you're also seeing that you have a third week high or a third month high, I'm only going to take that 372. If price decides to give us another entry to then continue back to the top side, then perfect, right? We'll cash out where we need to cash out, If price gives us another valid entry, we'll get in on that entry to continue the push to the top side. Right, so GJ, gonna keep an eye on it once again since we're right back at the bottom of the zone of consolidation. We'd love for price to finally push up and give us that closure of the gap that we have. But again, for right now, just gotta be patient. And we would have had a nice engulfing candle here too, but the green candle did not have a bottom wick, so this is not a valid engulfing candle. But would have been good. Imagine if they would have given us this entry. This is 14, 15 pip stop loss for a 94 pip TP. Wouldn't be bad. Thank you, no problem. Let me know if it made sense. Like I know that that answer was a little, it was everywhere, but let me know if that made sense. GU, very similar to EU, right? We're trading at the higher high. We had the break of the zone of consolidation, the retest, push back to the top side at higher high. If we're looking at this on a lower time frame, it looks like price wants to give us a multi-session shoulder, head, shoulder. Price came down, gave us the inducement to the lows, then started the push right back to the top side, where we had 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, we know the market's either going to move sideways or go down, and GU went down. It did exactly what it needed to do. Now, am I going to be looking for an entry? Again, at this moment, not liking structure. Right, on the daily time frame, again, very similar to EU. On the daily time frame, it looks like price wants to give us a steeper retracement. If we go down to the 4 hour, right, it looks like that retracement was just happening on the 4 hour to give us the inducement to then continue back into the higher high. Right, so this is an area where, again, I'm just going to really be sitting on my hands until we get solid confirmations of what price wants to do. And this trade is going to be simple because we are trading between a 30-minute high and a 30-minute low. So all we would need to look for, right, at this point, we know we're trading higher high, higher low, higher high, low, higher high. Then price gave us a change of character, lower low, lower high, right? Failed to give us a valid break of these lows. Came a little bit up, went down, gave us a break of structure, lower low, lower high, right? And again, price came back down, gave us a lower low without a valid break. So what do I need to see before I could take a trade on GU? I need to see price going from lower low and lower high to higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and this is where I'll start looking to take the trade to continue back to the top side. Right, so for GU, just got to be patient. Not going to force any trades that we don't need to force. It made sense? Alright, perfect. And then we will go on from there. NZD USD, we know that we're in an overall downtrend. We are in A2, which is the second zone consolidation, looking for that third push back down to the bottom. Nothing to update on the 4 hour, and nothing to update really on the 30-minute. We had a change of character, break of structure to the top side. We're still trading between this 30-minute low and these 30-minute highs. We had 2 days of counter rise on the 3rd day today. Price gave us the push to the top side, then went down. But since this is counter trend, we're not going to mark this as a rise drop, expecting a 4th day variation. This is just a day of drop. So NU, another pair that I am just taking a step back from. US 30 never gave us the entry. Very unfortunate. But did exactly what it needed to do. 3 days of rise. After 3 days of rise, market must move sideways or go down. We had an engulfing candle that price missed by literally a fraction of a pip twice. Right? It missed it at 6 p.m. and then it missed it at 5:30 in the morning. So very unfortunate with US 30 today, but that's okay. Let's check. Do we need to update the daily yet? No, nothing yet. 4 hour, nothing yet. No breaks, just exhaustion candles. Now, am I expecting gold to go, or I'm sorry, US 30 to go lower? Not really. Why? We have a change of character, higher high, higher low. We have the break of structure, higher high, boom. Got the higher low, got the retest. Could price continue to push to the top side? Absolutely. The only thing I don't like about US 30, and again, getting in these buy positions at this moment, is the fact that price gave us exhaustion candles and inducement candles on the 4-hour high, and price also gave us exhaustion candles and inducement candles on the daily high. If price on the daily time frame or if price on the 4-hour time frame would have given us a valid break of these highs and then this pullback, I would have felt a lot more comfortable taking these positions going long. So just the fact that we have those exhaustion candles on the daily and on the 4-hour, I'm not confident in these trades to continue the push back to the top side. So US 30 is another one. Gonna keep a very close eye on it, but I'm gonna be very patient with it. USD CAD also making lower low, lower high, lower low, but on the internal time frame gave us a change of character and it gave us the break of structure. So could we be looking for price on USD CAD to go up? Would make sense. Just a little pullback. But where are we with price already? Reaching the 800 EMA. We know that price respects the 800 EMA. So again, even when we're looking for the correlations of the pairs, we know that USD CAD, USD ZAR move together. We know that they move opposite of US 30. So it would make sense if we're looking for price, if right now US 30 is not giving us strong confirmations for uptrends and is going to go down, then we know that USD CAD is going to do the opposite, right? But right now, looking at every single rule that we have, USD CAD is not in an area to feel confident to take a trade. The reason for that again is because we're still trading lower low, lower high, lower low. Any push to the top side here could be a lower high. Once price reaches the 800 EMA, that was a horrible line, but once price reaches the 800 EMA, it also reaches the previous break that we have. That was a even worse line. Okay, I can't draw today, sorry guys. We're gonna get a pushback to the top side, which is the retest of the previous break of structure that we have. So even looking at USD CAD, it just doesn't look strong to continue the push to the top side. So again, I'm just going to have to wait for price to develop a little bit more to then start taking the trade. And that's okay, guys. There's nothing wrong with letting price develop before taking a trade. There's nothing wrong with that. USD ZAR, we know that we're still in V2, which is the second zone of consolidation on an uptrend. But the 4-hour time frame is still downtrending. The 30-minute time frame still making lower low, lower high, lower lows. So once again, very similar to USD CAD. I can't be looking for buy positions if price is still downtrending, especially when every single time frame is downtrending. The 4 hours downtrending, lower low, lower highs. The daily is downtrending. The 30-minute is downtrending. I can't look for a buy position if price is still downtrending. So USD ZAR is one that again, still taking a step back from. We explained gold already in the beginning of the stream, so I'm just going to update this here. And I will answer the question. I had a question on Twitter. Somebody DM'd me literally right before the session. And the question was... Sorry, I'm opening up the page now. The question is, do you think gold is going to buy back up? And again, I'll explain it because I think I kind of touched on that in the beginning of the session when we first looked at gold. Right? The fact that we're stuck in the zone of consolidation where price has rejected these highs once, 2, 3, 4 different times already, and we're back at the middle of the zone of consolidation is an area where I am not even looking to take a trade. Again, unless we have a continuation. And right now, do we have a continuation? No. We have 2 days of drop. Internal time frame was making higher high, higher low, and then turned down into a lower low, lower high situation. We also had a bearish shoulder head shoulder where price broke on the 5-minute, gave us a retest, and then continued. Right? The only thing that I like about gold is the fact that we're on the 800 EMA, and again, price respects the 800 EMA. So the next thing that I want to look at for gold, again, we have the change of character, which happened here. Lower low, lower high, lower low, boom. Higher high, change of character. Higher low. We're looking for a break of structure of these highs. We're trading between this higher low and this higher high. If price gives us a valid break and a retest, then perfect. We'll take that trade back to the top side. No problem at all. And again, would make sense with what we're looking for. We know gold in correlation with US 30 it moves opposite. So if gold pushes to the top side, we know that those sells that we were looking for on US 30, those continuations back down to the bottom, specifically because we have those exhaustion candles on the 4-hour time frame and on the daily time frame, we already have another indication or another confirmation that, hey, price is going to push lower. So again, a lot of these pairs right now, they just have to, we have to allow them to breathe a little bit. Just give us an extra confirmation to really let us know where price is going. Once we have those confirmations, then I'll start taking those trades. Bitcoin is just consolidating, so I am hands off on Bitcoin for now. We still have another 20 minutes for the market to close, but it does look like price wants to finish on a day of drop, but we'll update this tomorrow morning. And then US oil gave us lower low, lower high, lower low, then gave us a change of character back to the top side, higher high. Right, we have a lot of exhaustion candles here as well. We'll mark these 30-minute highs since we do have some set 30-minute highs which are up here. And we're still trading between these 30-minute lows down here. This is a pretty big area, so I'm going to use the body of the lowest red candle, and I'm going to use the wick of the lowest red candle. So this entire zone here. All right, we never really had any valid breaks. We had a day of no net yesterday, and then today price gave us a simple day of rise. Oil could be a good one to keep an eye on as well. We're reaching the 200 EMA on the 1-hour time frame, which is exactly what we want to see. Looking for any exhaustion, or not exhaustion, engulfing candles in these areas, but I don't see nothing clear. Right, not a valid engulfing, price never closed below. Green, green, red, not a strong engulfing in these areas. Just gonna wait this one out just a little bit. But that's pretty much it, guys. Quick session today. Again, it's Thursday going into Friday. Fridays I'm usually not really trading that much, but we will still be live tomorrow morning for the live trading session. Again, at this point, I can't say that I have anything on my watch list that's like high priority, but we do have a few pairs that we should keep an eye on. Right, but we have to wait for market structure to start developing a little bit more before we take the trade. So might be a pretty easy day tomorrow on the charts. Let's look at Forex Factory real quick before we turn the stream off. Let's look at any news. We know today was packed with news, and then tomorrow there's nothing. There's medium impact news for GBP at 2, 4 a.m. for Euro, medium impact, and then USD has medium impact at 8:30. So should be a pretty solid day tomorrow. Nothing too crazy should happen, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Any questions, guys? Any other pairs you want me to go over real quick? Anything at all you want me to break down, talk about, explain, just let me know. If not, again, it was a pretty quick session today, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the live trading session. I'll give you guys another 2 minutes at 7:45 here on the chart time. 7:45 we'll be done, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning. Again, any questions, any pairs you want me to go over, whether or not they're on our list, let me know. And we will go over them. Anything at all, guys. Any questions? Anything you want me to explain again, any other pair you want me to explain again, just let me know. This is your time to ask some questions. Once again, if everybody is good, then we'll be done for the night, and we'll be back again tomorrow morning for the final live trading session of the week. Giving you guys 1 more minute. Any questions? Going once. Going twice. Anything at all. Let me check Discord. Any questions in the Discord outside of the ones that were already said this morning? No questions in the chat. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of your night. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Peace out.